Hello friends, Tanya here with day 5 of the 2025 Spellbinders 12 Days of Stitchmas. Let's look at the box for day number 5. And it is, oh, I love that scene. Nice wintry scene sitting in front of the window with your kitty. Just need a cup of tea, I'll be happy. And look at that, it is a beautiful mug. I love this cocoa mug. Let's take that out and see how many pieces we have. This one seems to have a few more pieces than a lot of the other ones. There's a peppermint stick, some marshmallows, whipped topping, and some drippy, overflowing foam, maybe? Lots of fun ways to decorate this. We're going to start out by assembling these pieces. We have these stripes for the peppermint stick, and I chose to go traditional with the red and the white. And I'm using some specialty cardstock. This is the ruby assorted and the antique assortment of treasured cardstock. I did use the pearl metallic cardstock from the antique assortment collection to cut out this particular mug. And you can do the mug without the decorative pieces, or you can do it with the decorative drop-in die, which also cuts out the mouth of the mug. So you can back it with something that makes it look like it's full of whatever fluid you want to put in there, whether it be tea, coffee, apple cider. That would be a fun thing to put in here. And the stitching details on this particular die set are a set of 3 trees, like Christmas trees, sort of. So it still holds with that Christmassy type theme, but you could definitely make it into a camping theme or just outdoorsy theme. You could make these mugs however you would like to make them. I stitched these mugs with I think it's like copper or brass, maybe antique gold. It's one of the diamond metallic threads that you can buy through Spellbinders in the 4-pack of metallics. And I think it really went nicely with the color of the liquid inside the mug. Now I'm just going to do a really simple assembly with this one. This is going to be hot cocoa with some marshmallows and a peppermint stir stick, which that is a delightful cup of cocoa, if you ask me. And once upon a time, I might have put a little bit of creme de menthe in there, a little hot chocolate with some mint. I did this in red also, with green stitching. There is a diamond green metallic and red metallic. I haven't seen those in the Spellbinders stores, but they are available. For this one, we're going to take that overflowing foam look, which it looks very cute on cards. I personally wouldn't want a drink that's flowing over the sides, but it does look very fun. Next, I'm going to use the Peppermint Twist Better Press plate. This came out just in September with a lot of other fun things. And I did try it with this sparkly red foil on poppy cardstock. It didn't work out so well. Then I took plain red foil, and that worked out very nicely. And I decided to try this trick where you flip over the Better Press plate, so you have this solid plate on the back, and do some reverse foiling. I'm just using some white Hammermill cardstock, and it isn't perfect, but you know what? I still love it. I'm going to take one of the Perfect Touch rectangles and tag dies, the second from largest, and I'm going to die cut both of these backgrounds. Shock and awe, I am going to be making 2 A2 size cards. I don't do those very often. Next, I'm pulling a sentiment from the July 2025 Mugs and Mittens Large Die of the Month and a sentiment from the July 2025 Clear Stampin' Die of the Month, Stay Snugly. Both of these are still available. And I think it says Warm Winter Wishes on the brown one. And I am working this weekend, and I had a bunch of videos created that I needed to do voiceover. So I'm trying to sneak these in after I wake up from sleeping from my day shift or my night shift. So if I sound a little extra raspy, sorry, that's why. Anyway, so I have die cut the Perfect Touch frame here, and we're going to adhere those to the front of the card base. I did put a little extra cardstock behind that red background, and I do that pretty much always. I do add an extra layer of cardstock behind the sentiment here. I don't have the cards in front of me. That's what I started to say when I said I'm out of town. Usually I have the cards in front of me when I am creating my videos, but yeah, I was in a rush. I didn't grab those. So I'm backing this sentiment with a solid white backer, and I'm going to do 2 of those to add some extra stability and to help those pop up off the background a little bit so that they stand out better, or it stands out better. Once I've got that all adhered together, I'm realizing that I have white edges sticking out, probably because I miscut something and maybe used a scissor to trim it out. And I'm using my paper trimmer, my guillotine trimmer here, and another piece of cardstock. Actually, this is the other card base, to give me a nice, because this is such a tiny piece, it's hard to do this independently. You just set it down on your guillotine trimmer and use another straight piece of cardstock to get it positioned where you want it. And that worked pretty well, even though it was through 2 extra layers of cardstock. So we have a nice banner again. I'm adding extra cardstock behind the mug. We'll adhere that just above center in that peppermint swirl. I really like that peppermint swirl. It is a really fun Better Press plate. And I could have done that with ink, but I do love me some shine, especially for holiday stuff. Now we're going to take a few of the extra marshmallows that I cut out and adhere those to the front of the card. Just using my Barely Arts Precision glue in the fine line bottle, and just adding a little dot of glue to adhere each of the marshmallows. I could have gone with some sparkly bits on here, but I thought the marshmallows were pretty darn cute. Next, we're going to add a sentiment to the inside of the card. This was left over from when I was making my July cards, my 10 card kit, or 10 card video, and it says, "Sending you cozy hugs and cocoa kisses," which is a fun sentiment. I love when it is themed so directly to the image you are using on the front of the card. Next, we're going to use the reversed foiled piece, and it has this fun distressed look to it, which I'm just going to lean into. I really like it. I'm adhering that to the front of our card, and we'll do a similar setup with our mug here. I add a layer of extra cardstock behind that, adhere it to the front of the card, and then we're going to take a couple more sentiments from the Stay Snugly clear stamp and die of the month from July 2025. I prepared my white cardstock with some anti-static powder bag, and I'm using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp these 2 sentiments, and I'll stamp them 2 or 3 times so I get a nice solid inking. I probably need to re-ink my ink pad. Yep. And then I'm going to use some clear embossing powder. Just going to dip it in my bin of embossing powder here, and then we will take our heat tool and heat that until it is nice and raised and shiny. You know, the perfect addition to your sentiments. I love how embossing just makes all of these sentiments pop so nicely. And it's a very easy thing to do. You buy embossing powder, lasts forever. So it's one of those supplies that's really worth the investment. I did die cut a couple scraps of cardstock to add some extra layers behind the sentiment that we're going to put on the front of the card. And it says, "A cup of cheer just for you." Just making sure that all of my edges are stuck together the way they need to be. And then we'll just pop that right below the little coffee mug, cocoa mug, treat mug. And then we will adhere the other sentiment inside the card. Now, with these sentiments, these could be any kind of wintry type of occasion. It says "Stay Snugly" on the inside. This could be birthday, just hello, could be Christmas card, could be all kinds of things. And we added some marshmallows to the inside of that card. And there are my 2 cards for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really had fun playing with all of the supplies in this one. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, this would be a great time to do that now. If you're interested in any of the supplies I used today, check that description box below for a link to a complete list of all of the products that I used. If you haven't left me a comment in the past, I do read all of them, and I love to hear what everyone has to say, what takes they would have on the project, and whatever you want to say. And I will be back tomorrow with another video. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.